Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy E from the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Wrestling brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Sorry. Just recently, we spoke about WWE NXT review and kind of how that goes. And kind of moving forward, we have our AEW Dynamite preview to look forward to. But before anything happens, or before you guys hear my takes on anything, I ask you guys to use the tips and donations link. We get a number of questions that come in during the show from viewers like you. So to ensure your question gets read on air, I ask you to use the tips or donations link at the gsmcpodcast.net with your questions. Just put your questions up on top of the list so we can have a conversation. I can see it. We can talk about it. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you would like to. I don't know. Tell me what you want to hear on the podcast. Tell me how I can please the viewers, please the people, power the people, baby, all the way. And leave a positive review here at the GSMC Sports Network. We love peace, love, and positivity, and it really helps the show, guys. So again, the link is the gsmcpodcast.net. So yeah. So we have our AEW Dynamite preview. This Dynamite should be very, very good, especially with all the drama that's kind of happening with the whole CM Punk footage being aired on Dynamite by the Young Bucks, by the EVPs, and also what Will Ospreay said about Triple H and Triple H in his comments about how a lot of wrestlers that went to AEW, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, New Japan Wrestling, didn't want to join the WWE or didn't even try to join the WWE is because the WWE is a grind. Not a lot of wrestlers can handle it. Not a lot of wrestlers have the talent, charisma, enthusiasm, or patience to put up with a company like that. And I think that's what kind of offended Will Ospreay. And Will Ospreay came out and he was like, the only reason why you're kind of in the position you are right now is because you're grinding on the boss's daughter. Oh, ouch. So like that was pretty crazy. But if if that's his way of sticking it to Triple H and the WWE, then so be it. I got to be honest, WWE stars, they go through a lot. Wrestling in general, their stars go through a lot. Like some of them are fighting 2 to 3 times a week. WWE has live shows, so you know that they're at least pulling in like maybe 3 or 4 matches a week. So yeah, it is indeed a grind. Absolutely, 110%. Will Ospreay isn't, Triple H isn't wrong about that, and also Ospreay isn't wrong when it comes to like Triple H, like a lot of wrestlers that bust their ass, and sometimes they don't want to join the WWE. Like, look at what happened with Sting. Sting was like, "No, I see the way they treat the superstars. No, thank you." And maybe you don't want to get hurt. Like, you got to think about both sides of the coin, both different perspectives. So, honestly, I'm with the wrestling people when it comes to this. So anyway, this is the final AEW Dynamite before Dynasty. It's going to be at the Farmers Coliseum in Indianapolis. The IWGP Heavyweight Champion John Moxley will be returning to AEW, which is pretty cool. Looking forward to see what they do with his character, especially with Dynasty right around the corner. Um, I don't know if he's gonna try to go for Swerve Strickland or Samoa Joe, who's ever gonna win that AEW heavyweight title. It's gonna be pretty cool. Honestly, I can't wait to see John Moxley in the ring. As I became a AEW fan, I haven't really had a chance to see John Moxley in the ring since he was Dean Ambrose in the WWE on SmackDown or Raw. So to be honest, I'm looking forward to what happens tonight. I think it's airing right now. I can't wait to watch it and give you guys some live updates on some YouTube. So make sure you check some of that out. So next, we have Taz mediating a conversation between his son Hook, the FTW champion, and Chris Jericho. Honestly, guys, this is the last Dynamite before Dynasty. So obviously, I don't think he has a match at Dynasty to defend the FTW championship. I can honestly see, and this might be a little abrupt, but I can see Chris Jericho just absolutely turning heel again, being Chris Jericho. This is Chris Jericho. This is just what he does, man. Like one moment he's friendly with you, the next time he stabs you in the back. He's kind of like the mean girl of the AEW. I know that's I don't know if anybody watched Mean Girls, but it's kind of crazy how he like manipulates his partners ultimately to kind of work in his favor, to kind of challenge them and kind of leave them in like a more vulnerable, weakened state. Which honestly, if anybody's gonna dethrone Hook, he's been the champion for a long time. The Lionheart is the next one to do it. So Chris Jericho, whatever happens tonight, just know that I'm watching you, man. And I have a particular set of skills. No, I'm just kidding. I hope that I hope that that match happens on at Dynasty, and I think it'd be pretty cool. Next, we're gonna hear from Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, the AEW World Champion. I don't know if this is going to be his last like promo as the AEW World Champion, but it should be interesting to see what he's going to say. Maybe Swerve Strickland comes out because Swerve Strickland is expected also to address the AEW universe. So I don't know if these guys go at it again, maybe brawl it out before for AEW Dynasty. But honestly, I'm for it. I can't wait to see what happens between these guys. It's gonna be like like part two. Swerve Strickland. The only reason why he lost that triple threat match was because the Hangman Adam Page. So I don't know if he's ready to hold the championship or the strap, but I don't know. It should be pretty damn interesting to see what happens. So. Next, we have the Elite, Okada, the EVPs, Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson against the Death Triangle. Pac, Penta El Zero Maido, and Daniel Garcia. A nice little trios match. It's going to be pretty entertaining. I can see it running for probably maybe like 11 to 15 minutes, definitely between these trios guys. These guys like Pac is going to fight against Okada for the Continental Championship at Dynasty. So you can expect those guys a lot of bad blood between the two, between Okada and the Bastard Pac. So super interesting. I can't wait to see that match. I love, like I said before in a couple podcasts, I love trios matches. I kind of wish the WWE would kind of adapt to the trios like championship with three guys. I think that'd be pretty cool. Absolutely. But to be honest, I'm not trying to be a hater, and I'm not trying to seem like I'm on the side of FTR or CM Punk, but I think the EVPs need to lose this match. I really honestly do. They have just too much stuff behind them. Honestly, it's to the point where you kind of see these guys as one of, some of the people who started the company with Tony Khan. Cody Rhodes is one of those guys. But I don't know. It's to the point where I don't know, like these guys, it's, of course, like they're annoying. They're trying to play that heel role. So maybe in their book, they're doing their job very, very swell. And they have me hooked wanting them to lose so badly. But I don't know. I just don't, I think that the other side kind of needs to build some momentum to kind of have that obscure thought that maybe, just maybe, Okada might lose to Pac, or the EVPs might lose to the FTR for the tag team tournament for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. So I don't know. Just for a better dynasty, I think the Elite should lose tonight. But that's just my opinion. Next, we have Deonna Purrazzo against Mariah May. These two individuals, these two women wrestlers, they started their careers at the same time, and they're actually competing for the first time. So honestly, I think both of these guys, well, girls, both of these girls are absolutely like they're players when it comes to the world of professional wrestling, and I hope for the best of for both of them. I know Mariah May, she's kind of like that, that bad girl where she does anything to win, including she has that timeless Tony Storm I think she kissed her on the cheek or something like that, and everybody was like, "Whoa, like that's crazy." But I don't know. I think these two superstars are going to put on a hell of a match tonight, so I can't wait to see that match tonight. Both of them are obviously going to be the future of the AEW women's division, so that's why you kind of have a guarantee. You have an Eric Rodriguez guarantee that this match is going to kick ass. So who's going to have the better match? Is it going to be the Elite versus the Death Triangle, or is it going to be Deonna Purrazzo versus Mariah May? And honestly, I think it's probably going to be Purrazzo versus May. So that obviously is going to be pretty big. If I'm wrong, which I doubt I am, you guys just use the Tips of the Nations link on the GSMCpodcast.net tomorrow at 8 p.m. and be like, hey, like what the heck, man? Liar. You're a phony. You're a phony. No, I'm just kidding. Don't be so mean. Why you gotta be so rude? Anyways, so next we have Claudio Castagnoli against Will Ospreay. Obviously, what I mentioned before, that Will Ospreay is kind of like not in deep water or hot water, but he kind of put a light on himself. He kind of put a light on himself along with the AEW roster to kind of show that here over at the AEW, we are grinders too. And I'm not trying to say they have anything to prove to WWE. That's like not what I'm trying to say at all. But when you kind of bring it up, kind of like one of those things where you talk mess, you kind of have to back it up. If you don't back it up, then you kind of look like a chump. So especially with this match against Bryan Danielson, I'm never gonna get that right, guys. Never, ever, 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 ever. But that match against Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynasty, it should be pretty good. Should be pretty cool. Will he live up to the hype of being the ultimate grind, to being the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay, that guy that WWE really regrets not signing this guy? And I think like it's kind of like that personal aspect to it as well. Maybe he does have a chip on his shoulder, and if he does, cool. And if he doesn't, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he should be performing at top tier all the time anyways. But usually, like you saw this with the Monday Night Raw between WCW and WWE. Usually, when there's competition or something to prove, there's better matches. So, like I said before, I'm for it. Next, in the kind of cap it all off, we have a mixed tag team match. For the first time ever, you will see the TNT champion against the TBS champion. You have the TNT champion, Adam Copeland, teaming with the Willow of Nightingale against the House of Black, which is TBS champion Julia Hart and Brody King. So that match should be pretty cool. It's kind of been a little taboo that you don't really see mixed tag team matches anymore, especially in the WWE or professional wrestling. But whenever they kind of bring like a match like this back, it's made for good entertainment. It should be super cool. So and totally spaced on it. Last thing we're going to talk about is Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné is going to address the AEW women's division to find out, hey, who turned out the lights? Who beat me up? Who wants to face me at AEW Dynasty? Show yourself. I honestly would really love for Mercedes Moné to have a match at Dynasty. Like right now, she's kind of gearing up to face whoever wins the TBS championship at Dynasty to kind of fight her, to kind of face her at oh man, is it All In? Is it All In? I think it is, but don't quote me on that. But and it should be super, super. I really like seeing Mercedes Moné on the AEW roster, and I think she's totally kicking ass. She's putting the butts in the seats. She's obviously putting the women's division on notice. So, every single time you put on the TV and you see her, kind of like, I all eyes on me, that people are watching. So, good for Mercedes there. Our next segment, we're going to talk about iconic WWE Steel Cage Wars, which is a handful of matches that I kind of thought about once when I was watching the Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes on NXT last night, and I was like, oh my god, like that. I don't know, I thought it was super cool, and I kind of want to share with you, the viewers, as some of the cool steel cage matches as well. Hey, use the tips and the donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net to leave me your favorite WWE steel cage matches. So, hey, don't go anywhere.